So hello, today I'm going to present about riverfront revival. I think nobody was talking about this still. So I'm from Kaunas city that Evelina was already talking about as well. Nobody hears me. And just to create an image of how the city of Kaunas is usually presented. So if you Google Kaunas, this is like what you usually find. Like this is a beautiful old town and the river at night, and the confluence of two rivers, right? So it looks like this is definitely the city which lives with the water, surrounded by water, and everything goes just fine. But so the city by the water. And what's the problem? Why I'm talking about this here today? The problem is that you have this outline of the city. Like this is a city, and there is a very busy street, and there's a riverbank, and there is a river, and there is an island in the river, and each of these things has their own identity, right? The city is the place of the culture, and then that very big, ugly, busy street is it's a part of the transportation network. Then you have a river, which is the water, right? Like humidity in the city, and then you have an island, which is nature in the city. Because the island in this case, it's more for recreational purpose. It's not an urban island. It's okay. It has a very huge building in there, but the rest of it, it's just a park, and it's used for just going there and having a picnic and everything else. But the only thing in this outline. It's a riverbank that really doesn't have any kind of identity, and you don't think about it, and it doesn't exist. And if people try to go from the city to the nature, right, from the city to the island, they just have those bridges that connect them over the busy street and over the riverbank, and then you just teleport yourself from the culture into the nature directly. So no touching points. And so when I came back, I was studying and working abroad, and then I came back to my city and I decided I want to do something here because, well, I can join many teams in a lot of places in the world, but probably this is a place where I can have a way bigger impact because first of all, I was born there and I know the character of the place, and I also bring some experience that I got. So I looked at everything with like a little bit differently. I try to relax and just to see how the things work there and what are the opportunities that really we are overlooking. So the riverbank, right? What's the identity of it? And usually you see just that this is just like embankment, right? To keep the city from the water, because the water is dangerous. It's moving. It can flood the city and everything else. And so this is a big division. And it's also a big division from the culture and the water, and they don't have any connections. So we came to the conclusion that there is no urban water culture in Kaunas. It was clear. And then we created the TeKA initiative. This is like an urban movement to revive the city through the culture to this, through bringing the culture to the riverfront. And like when I say a TeKA community, at the beginning we only were 3 people, and I was the only one architect, and the rest of them was the historian, and the other one was art researcher, let's say so. But everybody were very conscious about their environment, about their city. And our idea was just to bring some city culture to the waterfront. So you have the direct contact for culture and the nature. So it would be all in one place, and we see it as a very strong point in the city. And I just want to make clear that when I'm talking about the waterfront, there are 2 types of waterfronts in the Lithuanian cities, let's say. One type is a natural one, and sometimes it's like a very nice lawn, or sometimes just really forgotten in bushes, but in that case it's very natural, grass, maybe some bats. And the other type just emerged like, I don't know, 50 years ago during the Soviet times, when they made the concrete embankments for the cities. And at that point, many, like in Kaunas case, they totally destroyed the citizen relation to the water, because before there were buildings standing close to the river, and people had the direct contact to the water. They went there for swimming, washing their clothes, getting water or something, or taking the boats. And then they built that big embankment. People just didn't know how to use it anymore, because it was looking different, and it was very, it was looking like a facility, not a place. So we created the task for ourselves, is to the riverfront revival through urban water culture. So I just want to tell you about the process, what we did, and it was 5 steps that we took. So the step 1 was write about the issue and talk about it. So we made some articles, we talked to people around us, we talked to the creatives around us, and we also talked to the politics. We made a serious presentations with numbers and things, and they listened and they were very happy, and they said, yeah, that's a very great idea, just do it. But of course at that point they said like, yeah, you do it, and we will wait to see if how you are doing and if it's going well. So we realized that at this point we are kind of alone with this municipality. They're allowing us to do something, but not really helping. So the step 2, there are no people in the waterfront, so we thought, okay, if people are not going to the waterfront, maybe we can bring the waterfront to the people, just to show them the possibility. So last year there was this event, Design Week in Kaunas, so we got a very nice space in there, and we kind of built the riverfront there, so you can see the person swimming in there, and then you see the kayak, and then you see the waterfront. And we tried to make the space for everybody to communicate their ideas. So, because there are many people coming to this event, and they're all going, and we tried to do some interactions. So you can see you can sit on the bike and then you can see the video, like if you are actually driving through the riverbank. And then you can see the historic videos of how it used to look like, with a lot of boats and people there. And then you can see the wall with the post-it notes, where the people were writing down like, what do I want to have there, or because there are some people who are living still close there. And and then we took some inspiration from all times, like this is the swimming competition in the same river that we are talking about today. And we also because we thought maybe people don't use the waterfront because they don't really know how to use it, because they're like, what do you do there? And so we asked our friends who were living in different cities to make the video, but not like a very nice video, but real life video about how actually people are doing or using it, not to make it nicer. Just go there, show us what's around, to see what is nice, what's not nice. So actually we got many videos, and they are in different qualities, of course, but they are all urban waterfronts. It was not the natural waterfronts. It was like concrete and benches, and so we got a lot of examples what people are doing in different cities. And we got, and like all the week I tried to work from my office, sitting there by computer, but actually all the week I was just talking to the people, because it was the most interactive room, and like everybody had interest. Nobody knew how to start. And step 3, so since we gathered a lot of information from people, we said, okay, now it's time to do the experiment on site, just to bring everything in there, because we didn't want to do the big project, because there are so many projects already done, like how to make grand projects, but nobody knows if it's actually needed and how it could work. So all last summer, every Friday, we did some little event, like we invited our friends and the friends of the friends, and who knows somebody who would like to do something. So we had a food truck there, so automatically we get people there, where is food. And we had some concerts under the bridge. And we had some boats in the water. And we also had some surfing, urban surfing, and dancing. And yeah, we had a really great time there. So we were just trying to test like what kind of activities. And step 4, imagine. We tried to imagine like what's lacking and how can we help to experience the waterfront more. So, but maybe the one thing what was lacking, like just to sit down there, because there's no place to sit down and to enjoy the sunset or to have your snack there. So we tried to imagine how it would look like, a little bit light in the evening. And step 5, you add something and then you see again like how it's working. And we built by ourselves this, we call it a lighthouse, and it's also the bench. And it also has some kind of ethnic motifs, and we tried to make it as a meeting point, like a spot in the waterfront, because usually just like you cannot tell which part you are. So, and the result is like, this picture was taken 3 weeks ago or something. So yeah, it's not amazing or something, but people are like already sitting there because this is a spot. And yeah, so further on we are willing to gather more people into the team and to develop it more and to see how it works.
Thank you, Rasa.